No. I will not put on a shirt because my Denver Broncos got Russell Wilson. So, to celebrate, I'm gonna do whatever the hell I want. Fine, it was cold. I put on a shirt. Welcome back to Odd Man Sports. I'm your very happy host, Brandon Perna. And starting next week, I'm gonna have a co-host. That's right, beginning next week on this show, I will be joined by, wait for it, Falcons wide receiver Calvin Ridley, who will be providing his insider picks here all year long. Also, quick reminder, make sure to click on the link below for the March Mayhem giveaway for a chance to win one of these 4 prize packages. On this week's show, we'll be breaking down my solution to fix the Lakers, my response to the Bucs' open door policy with regards to Tom Brady and Richard Sherman, and a look at how an unlikely pairing, John Gruden and Lamar Jackson, are teaming up for the good of the NFL. We've got Dinks and Dunks. The Denver Broncos did send a bunch of draft picks and 3 players in exchange for Seattle Seahawks quarterback Russell Wilson in what will be arguably the biggest trade in NFL history. In unrelated news, I was not kicked out of a Wendy's for yelling, "Patrick Mahomes doesn't own me anymore." Now, the struggling Los Angeles Lakers are fighting for their playoff lives, but LeBron James, well, he's not giving up.
Until you stump me out, cut my head off, bury me 12 feet under, then I got a chance.
Which I thought was a great quote, until I realized it was just a plug for an old TV show LeBron's production company is rebooting. As long as LeBron brings back Peter Krause, I'm in support of this. Now, in Sunday's win over the Warriors, LeBron scored a season-high 56 points, fueled in part by Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford, who attended the game. This performance came just 2 weeks after Aaron Donald's appearance at the Lakers game helped spur on James in a win over the Jazz, which got me thinking, maybe the solution to the Lakers' problems isn't getting Anthony Davis healthy or trading Russell Westbrook, but something much simpler: providing season tickets to Ben Skoranek. Speaking of LA fans, a Rams spectator is suing SoFi Stadium for injuries she claims she suffered in the stands during the Super Bowl. The woman alleges that a fan behind her lost his balance and fell on top of her after high-fiving another man, which makes this the second most painful high-five attempt at an LA sporting event behind this. This week marked the return of LeBron's HBO show, The Shop, with an episode featuring Lamar Jackson and a discussion about race and the NFL.
There's a lot of history with them not wanting black guys to play quarterback. Can't think quick enough. It's dying
off. Every day
off.
y'all give me more reasons to.
It's dying off, but it's still there.
It's still there.
Weirdly, the person most responsible for helping to kill off this racist myth? John Gruden. Because it was Gruden who once enlisted Chris Sims, the whitest person to ever play QB in the NFL, to make his point.
Let's go scatter to west, right, tight, F left, 372 Y stick, Z spot.
Here we go, scatter to west, right, tight, F left, 382 Y stick, 72.
Christ, just go scatter to west, right, tight, F left, 372 Y stick, Z spot.
Here we go, scattered. Say it again,
Making you nervous, aren't I?
This week, Florida's controversial Don't Say Gay bill will be voted on, with the opponents of the measure saying it will hurt LGBTQ youth who already face higher rates of bullying. Not to mention, if the bill's approved, it will make it almost impossible to describe Tom Brady's Met Gala outfits. As we know, concerns around LGBTQ bullying have been raised by Florida athletes before, including back in 2019, when then Bucs kicker Matt Gay said this.
I got bullied as a kid, teased all the time for my last name. Luckily, I was able to
be stronger willed than they were and overcome it.
I'm not sure getting made fun of because your last name is gay is the same thing as being bullied for actually being gay. This would be like if Rocky's manager, Bud Black, opened up about his long and tortured history spent dealing with racism. More power to you, Bud. The NBA kicked off Latin Heritage Month with all 30 teams wearing jerseys with L or Los in front of their team name. But not everyone was on board with the program. One critic, NBA commentator Stan Van Gundy, who tweeted out, "You can't just put Los in front of an English word, i.e. Los Hawks, and call it Spanish," which I think I agree with. But translating the team names can also be problematic, as the Milwaukee Brewers found out when they announced that for Italian Heritage Day, the team would wear a Birriaioli jersey, which they quickly were informed roughly translates to heavy drinkers. Oops. But my favorite heritage in sports screw-up was made recently by Los Nuggets forward Michael Porter Jr., who in an attempt to avoid getting his car towed, tried appealing to the common bonds he shared with the tow truck guy.
Look how goofy dude is trying to tow my car when I'm standing right here. You're supposed to be a brother. You're supposed to look out for other brothers.
I'm Puerto Rican.
Money talks. Buccaneers head coach Bruce Arians made some surprising comments about quarterback Tom Brady when asked to speculate why the QB hasn't officially shut the door on a potential comeback.
I think like a lot of these guys, he likes to have his name out there.
Oh, burn. But it was a different Bucs veteran who found his name out there in the news this week.
Former Seahawks All-Pro cornerback Richard Sherman pleaded guilty to multiple charges today. The charges are tied to a situation at his father-in-law's house back in July. Sherman crashed his car into a construction zone before abandoning that car, then continuing on to the home in Redmond. While yelling at people through the locked door, he damaged his in-laws' home.
And you thought you weren't getting along with your in-laws.
Court papers released today say Sherman was combative when arrested Wednesday morning. His attempts to get inside recorded on this doorbell camera.
Busted by the doorbell cam. And credit to the company who makes them for quickly capitalizing on this Richard Sherman news.
For decades, we've looked at home security the same. Set your alarm, leave your home. The Ring video doorbell can prevent a crime before it happens. Ring lets you see and speak with whoever's at your home from anywhere.
Hello? I'm bathing the children right now.
With Ring, you're always home. Available at ring.com.
Odd man out. It was a landmark week in sports gambling, as Falcons receiver Calvin Ridley was banned for a full year for betting on NFL games. Now, this is not the first time players have been busted for betting on the NFL. Paul Hornung and Alex Karras were both suspended in the 60s, but what makes the Ridley news so surprising was just how stupid it was.
The NFL determined that Calvin Ridley placed multi-leg parlay bets involving 3, 5, and 8 games.
18 parlays, Calvin? That's like lighting money on fire, or picking up Sam Darnold's fifth-year option before watching him play. Now, on ESPN, Jay Williams downplayed Ridley's actions, comparing betting on your own team to a minor infraction.
You cannot engage with gambling whatsoever while you are in the National Football League. You cannot be with
jaywalk, but people still jaywalk. I'm associating jaywalking with gambling to a degree.
And while I do get his point, maybe traffic violation metaphors aren't the best, considering Jay Will lost his career by crashing a motorcycle while not wearing a helmet or possessing a motorcycle license. Williams, however, did make one point which I found extremely interesting.
We bet on each other. We bet on each other. We bet on each other on teams.
Wait, $100,000 on rock, paper, scissors? For an RPS enthusiast like myself, now you've got my attention because I've always referenced the 2008 RPS Championships as the highest stakes version of the game ever played.
One throw for $50,000. Are you ready? Are you ready? One throw. Engage.
Around the world, Sean Wicked Finger Sears is the 2008 USA RPS League champion. Sean Sears was brilliant, and now he takes on the task of representing the RPS community as well as every American blessed with hands.
Now, you have to remember, this was almost 15 years ago, and since then, people without hands have shown an ability not just to compete in RPS, but dominate the sport.
1, 2, 3, 6.
All right, that's it for today. Make sure you tune in next week for Calvin's first big show, and a reminder to click on that link below for the March Mayhem giveaway. See you guys later. Odd Man Sports.
It's in the game.